Hello everyone, this is Resonic the Joke Gamer here, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. The afternoon class has passed. Once again I found myself without a plan for something to do after school, so I head to the library to return a couple of books I finished reading. Walking inside, I see that there are about as many students here as there were on Tuesday. All the more evident from the almost total silence enveloping the room. As I drop the books I borrowed into the return slots on the counter, Yuko suddenly pops up from behind it, quite startled from the banging they make as they hit the trolley next to her. Sorry Yuko. Didn't mean to startle you. No, that's fine. It happens a lot. I'm used to it by now. Can I help you? It's okay. I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyway. I suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. There's not much else to do, and after reading so much during my stay in the hospital, it's become a hard habit to break. I wandered down to the fiction section towards the back of the library, scanning the bookshelves for anything that catches my eye. As I do, I look over the corner where Hanako has been the last time I saw her here, not really expecting anything to come out of it. Surprisingly though, she's there absorbed completely in a fairly thick book. I said against intruding on her like last time and get back to finding reading material. After an indiscriminable amount of the time spent pursuing the aisles, I finally decide on the couple of books to get and slide them off the shelf. With a minimum of fuss, I quickly walk over to the counter, check out my books, and pop them into my bag as I walk out. By the time I leave the main building, sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. Feeling utterly drained, I head to my room to read the books I borrowed. There's been enough action and excitement for one day already. The first is Alice's Adventure in Wonderland. Another story, of course, but I've never actually read the original book. It's just as trippy as I remember the story to be, with the wacky characters and nonsense plot. I start thinking of myself as some kind of an Alice too, haplessly tumbled down the rabbit hole into the crippled Wonderland. Okay, that's a rather strong expression. Still, the isolated location and the avert way the school accommodates to absolutely everything is unsettling. It is like another world. Wonder why I can't shake the feeling of being an outsider like Alice, despite most people being so hospitable and friendly with me. Turning another page, my mind starts drifting further away from the book. It's quiet. I can hear my heartbeat thumping against the fabric of my shirt. For some reason, it makes me feel really bad, like it has since that time in the forest with Iwanako. Like I was locked in a cage with something nasty and scary. I put the book down for a while and stared at the ceiling, taking my time to shake off the feeling. 200 pages later, I fell asleep. I can't sing that in beat. The students roll into class for the Saturday morning session, each and every one of them sporting the tired eyes of people who have walked through the night. With only a day left to prepare, I suppose it's not so surprising. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through classes until lunch break, and then our time is our own. Muto lurches into class in a tired stagger. I suppose students aren't the only people here that enjoy their late Friday nights. Not saying a word, he scrawls some page and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. Completely atypical behavior for him, but it appears that no one in the class is going to call him out on it. There you go, to get to work. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks into position and get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. Fatigue has made the class antisocial. Not a peep is heard among the ruffling papers. That can partially be attributed to the two empty seats beside me. For some reason, Misha and Shizune aren't present. Probably doing council work for the festival. Very quiet without Misha present. Wonder if she was born as rowdy as she is, or if she is making up for Shizune's lack of voice. Nakai, can I speak to you for a moment? I'm so engrossed in thinking about Misha that I don't even notice Muto approaching my desk. Sure, well, what's this about? It's probably better if we speak outside the classroom. Something about this doesn't sound too good, but I stand up and follow him out into the hallway. Muto stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he is trying to say. Not knowing what's going on, I wait silently. I heard from the school head nurse that you had an incident the other day. Ah, so it's about that. Well, kind of, but it's not anything to be worried about. Yes, it is. Anything that can endanger your health is something to be worried about. We try our best here to prepare you for life here. Part of that involves knowing your limits and how to work around them. It would be remiss of me if I didn't speak up about this. Alright, I get it. I'm sorry. Muto closes his eyes in frustration. I realize this is probably wasn't the best thing to say. Something tells me you're not sorry. Pretend as much as you want, but this isn't a normal school. A lot of people put a lot of time, effort, and money to make sure that you and every other student here can have the same level of education as your peers. For you to abuse that by throwing out advice, especially medical advice, is plain selfish. I'm not quite sure if this is actually how he feels, or if it is some act that he's practiced many times to guilt trip students into doing the right thing. Either way, it's working. I understand. This is all new to me and I apologize. I know my limits now, and I'll be sticking to them. Muto appears to be lightened up a bit, satisfied that his message has been received. So then, on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we? I don't think so. I tried to keep up when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't been too hard. Muto taps his chin and raises his eyebrows as he absorbs this information. Is that so? I suppose there are still students out there who realize the importance of learning. I didn't go that far. I was only trying to keep myself occupied in my little life support prison. Well, yeah, you gotta keep up with these things, right? That's exactly it! One wrong move in this world and you're left behind, right? Right. Well, I don't want that to happen. No, you wouldn't. Every week there's a new scientific discovery. Most of them mean nothing to the layperson, but any one of them could be the key to the next big thing. I'll keep that in mind. Notice that Muto's serious talk is over. He's going back to his standard slightly scattered brain approach to life. I think in hindsight that I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability. Well then, I think that's all I really had to say. Let's get back inside, shall we? My relief at this jest is insurmountable. Sure, you're the boss, right? Muto pauses for a moment. I don't think any of my students have said that to me before. For an instant, I consider replying to this, but something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back into the classroom. The other students jump at the sound of the door, rapidly trying to pretend that they are working on the questions on the board. Some don't even bother. Their heads slump on the desk as they nap. Thankfully, it would appear that Muto does not even notice them. That or he doesn't care. He returns to his desk and retrieves a scientific journal from one of his drawers. I guess I got to him, though. The class returns to the near silence that Muto and I left it in before our chat. Mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here is either waiting for a chance to rest, or the chance to get the last-minute preparations underway. Clock on the wall slowly ticks the remaining class time away, till finally, the bells cry out, ending the torment. Before you all leave, I expect the answers for those problems by Monday. Best says as one, easily regretting sucking off, but still acutely aware of the more pressing issues at hand. Last episode I did mention about the Katawa Shoujo dev blog, and I actually do have something else I wanted to share from there. This is the Katawa Shoujo HD release. Yeah, there's an HD release of the game. I couldn't find it, which was weird, but oh well. So here's the post about it. They posted it on the dev blog. So, the Katawa Shoujo HD re-release. Man, time sure flies. It's been 4 months since we released KS, even though it feels like it was just last week. As we all know, the aftermath was rather exhausting, so we wanted to move on. Seems like we're stuck. Listen to the feedback from our unbelievably cool fans. Yes, you. I want to interact on it. So we ran down the list of things that were the most requested, and more importantly, doable, and made 2 of them happen. Please enjoy the newly improved Katawa Shoujo. Since it's a re-release, the game is unchanged except for it's in high definition! Alright, so let's be honest, using 800 by 600 pixel resolution in 2012 doesn't make sense. So, enjoy Katawa Shoujo now in glorious 1080p resolution. Man, I should have got to that. That would have really helped me out here. And objectionable content has been removed. We removed all the content that could be interpreted as inappropriate. Simple as that. And absolutely everyone should be happy now. If you couldn't tell, this was another April Fool's prank. And if you downloaded it and put it up, it wasn't 1080. But all you have is a title screen. It doesn't get past that. Oh, that's great. Something sad about the blog that I should mention is that the last post was from 2017. And even then, if I look at it, there's only one in August, which was about a new art book confirmed to be released at Comic-Con. And then another one. So sadly, it doesn't look like Katawa Shoujo is gonna have any more history. Which is sad, but oh well. But now, back to the main topic. The school is a beehive of activity, but nobody pays me any heed. I saunter past classrooms filled with students frantically doing this, that, buzzing around like little worker bees. You wouldn't guess the school day is over. It's a bit quiet outside, but not by much. People zip by left and right, hurrying as quickly as they can, busy and energetic. I feel the opposite. Midday sun seems to be draining all the spirit out of my body. I can't feel limp all over. Warm, soft air flows inside my shirt, feeling like a cushion. I yawn lazily, thinking about what I do. I'll drop off my books at the dorm first, and then something I haven't decided yet. Maybe Kenji's in his room? On the way to the dorms, I spot Amy coming my way, running despite not having those weird running prosthetics on. I wave at her and she skids to a stop. Yo, Hisao! Spatters of white and green paint adorn her nose and chin respectively, but her smile is wide as it seems it always is. She leans closer to me, amplifying the feeling she is examining me. What you doing? Nothing really. I don't have anything to do for the festival, and everyone else seems to be doing something important. That's perfect! You can help me and Rin! With the festival preparations? I'm not sure if I would be much of help. That's fine. I'm not much help either. And then grabs my wrist, and starts dragging me back inside the school quite forcefully. Race, go! Even her walking speed is more like jogging. I can stumble over myself, simply trying to keep up. The stairs slow Emmy down a little bit. Maybe it's hard to climb with the legs, or maybe she's finally out of breath. We go all the way back to the 3rd floor and to the senior's hallway. Ended up where I left 5 minutes ago. I could just as well have stayed here waiting for Emmy had I known. Is Vin working on the mole? That's right, she still needs all kinds of paints and brushes and stuff, so I went to get them from the art classroom. And you need me to help with that? Well, Vin told me you had already helped her, so I thought you wouldn't mind. I see. So thanks to Emmy's flaky logic, here I am again, collecting stuff from the art classroom for other people. The room is empty apart from ourselves and the lonely specks of dust floating in the air. Emmy skips straight away to the back wall, digging out a tiny crumpled piece of paper from her pocket. While she tries to make sense of the scrawled handwriting, I take a closer look at the materials lying around here. Just enough paint cans and bottles are arranged on the shelves in a most unorganized fashion. Some look like they have been left there for several decades, relics of previous art club generations. Next to the heavy stacks of neatly piled drawing paper are boxes full of different sizes brushes and unsorted crayons. The smells of paint, turpentine, and fresh paper float in the stale air, mixing in my nostrils to form that unmistakable smell of art. Emmy studies her notes, comparing them to the markings of the various paint cans, and passes them to me as she finds the correct matches. She stretches her neck to look on the topmost shelf, but it's not quite enough. Her eye level stays below the shelf no matter what she does. Emmy gives up and just looks up to the shelf longingly like a child at a toy store, huffing in annoyance. After a moment of building anger, she starts jumping up and down, apparently trying to speed read the labels during the fraction of a second she can see them and catch what she can. It's no surprise that she fails miserably and almost manages to bring the entire shelf crashing down. Now I see why lending a hand here would be useful. Come on, let me do that. You can't jump high enough and I don't want you to hurt yourself trying. Also, I'm like twice your height. You are not! She turns around, flaring scorn, flushed cheeks and all. Just kidding, just kidding. Anyway, I'll look up there, okay? She glares at me one more time, but can't come up with a retort. With a grudging, huh, she turns her back to me. I begin scrounging around the top shelf for paint, while below, Emmy couches to scavenge what she can from the cupboards. Shake my head a little after double checking to ensure she can't see me doing so. Emmy having complex about her height was a surprise. I wouldn't have joked about it otherwise. She seems easygoing, but I guess everyone has their weak spots. Only after we have almost all the items collected and spread out on the desk like a treasure hunter's spoils, do I realize that it wasn't necessarily the height jab that got her riled up. She might not like to be told that she can't do something, like jump. But Emmy herself seems to have forgotten about it already. Quick to anger, quick to forgive? Is she that type of person? At least she doesn't seem to have taken anything to heart, as she chatters away happily while we pick up the rest of the items and then make our way back to Vin. I chivalrously carry the bulk of the materials as we make our way towards the dormitories. Vin is really stressed about getting a painting done. It's her own fault though. You should have said it earlier. Is she going to make it? No idea. It looks good to me, but with Rin, you never know what's going on. I found her this morning lying in front of the dorm, in fetal position. She hadn't slept all night. Can't believe that the night nurses hadn't found her. And now she's painting again like crazy. Yeah, I've noticed that she comes off kind of unhinged, so to speak. Emmy giggles at that, as well as my likely too obvious awkwardness. I don't mind. She's just a little weird sometimes. On that, I can agree with her. Unlike me, Emmy seems to be cool with Rin's whatever it is that feels so off about her. Still, they don't feel close like Misha and Shizune do, with them working as a single entity sometimes. Hard to say where one ends and the other begins. Even though they're so different, just like Emmy and Vin are. And Vin is the most different of them all, different from anyone else I've met, including Kenji. Yeah, I guess she's a very unique person. I return to that word again, as if it encompasses Vin's personality by itself, but really it's just a substitute for a lengthy description of her oddities. Emmy giggles as I grasp about for a properly descriptive word. She's just weird. You know, earlier she just spent half an hour sitting on her box and stared at her toes. She giggles again in a way that makes me think she doesn't know what's funny about it. It's just this. All the time! The working area is a mess, but the mural itself has taken over even more of the wall since the last time I saw it. Disfigured human figures have been mostly colored in tones of red, pink, and orange. Weird, imaginary, things populating the spaces between. It looks nice. I can't think of any other word to describe it. They work concisely and comprehensively, so I settle myself on a nondescript nice. But honestly, it seems like that the area around the wall becomes untidy at the same rate as the mural progresses. The ground is littered with dozens of paint cans, various art supplies, and empty soda bottles. Rin herself is in the center of this chaos, standing there looking very cozy as if she was a natural part of the scene. Her paint legs have been rolled up to her knees, exposing her thin legs which sport a drying spectrum of war paintings, similar to those on Emmy's face. Emmy sprints to Rin ahead of me and gleefully jumps in front of her. I'm back! That was fast. Did you run in the corridors again? Estelle helped me! Emmy pointed victoriously at me. Rin turns around, following Emmy's fingers with her eyes, looking at my general direction. She nods absent-mindedly at me. She looks like she hasn't slept since last night. A vacant glazed stare that's focused slightly off of me, and movements like in a slow-motion movie. Hello, Sal. Thank you for your help. Don't mention it. I just did. Never mind. Looks like you made progress. Looking good as far as I can tell. But now you get more bad luck. I know, but I'm willing to take the risk. That's a very nice thing to say. For me, of course. Not for you. You're fucked. This is why artists are always unlucky. They have to constantly look at the unfinished paintings. No, artists can't find romance. Their favorite TV shows are cancelled, or they die young because of unspecified disease. It's the deep and mysterious law of the universe. Oh, let's see her blind. She considers this for a while, looking like she's going to fall asleep. There is a boy. At the art club, you see. Blind boy, so he doesn't see. You already told me. I glance sideways at Amy. She glances back in a way that tells that she has heard this one before, too. Neither of us says anything to Rin, though, so she continues her monotone soliloquy like an unfunny stand-up comedian. He should become an artist. No bad luck. Guaranteed. Don't you think that would be a good idea? That only blind people should become artists? No! Not as such. You might have a point. Abandoning this train of thought, she turns again to consider her work and starts humming a tune that I think I can recognize, but I can't remember the name of. Emmy arranges the supplies we bought and moves a few paint cans over, trying to bring some organization to the scene. Emmy, I need the Persian blue paint. Which one's Persian blue? You're staring helplessly at 7 or 8 cans, each with a different tone of blue. Oh shit. It's the one with the Persian blue paint in it. Jeez, Rin, you're not helping at all! I look around as well, even though I don't know what Persian blue looks like either. I wonder what blue has to do with Persia. Or what Persia even is. The name sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't place it. Was it like an empire? Well, none of the blues look more Persian than the others. The small print on the labels is legible enough to determine that none say anything about the contents being Persian. There is no Persian blue here. We need to go get more then! I remember my master say that actually we're not both needed for such a simple task like finding another pot of Persian blue, but Amy's already grabbed my arm and started dragging me off. Woo! At least not by the waist this time. Wrist, not waist, Sweet Sonic. I waved to Rin, who doesn't seem to have noticed that the two of us were even leaving. Well, she'll notice when she goes for the Persian blue and finds out it's still not there. Maybe. Probably not. Probably not actually! While I'm busy thinking of how weird Rin is, Emmy's been dragging me back to the art classroom. I find myself starting to run out of breath. What's the rush? Huh? Emmy's giving me an appraising look, as if she's trying to figure something out. It's just that you seem to be in a hurry. I'm not sure I can keep up. Comprehension dawns on her face. You're not out of breath, are you? There's almost an accusing playfulness to her tone. I'm tempted to deny it, but then I realize that I've been breathing heavy since we stopped. Guess it's kind of obvious. A little. Not everyone can be in shape, you know. Take all kinds, right? Amy frowns. It's not a particularly good frown. That is... I should get in shape? Not that I haven't already decided to try for that. After that flutter on the track, I figure there's a real need to get in some sort of running habit. I was, after all, feeling pretty good until I had my false alarm. Well, actually I wasn't, but it was fun? Meanwhile, my comments seem to have helped Emmy come to some sort of decision. Well, that's it then. She gives me a serious look. You're joining me. I beg your pardon? In the mornings. You and I are now running partners. I've got a routine all planned out, in fact. She produces a crumpled sheet of paper. I've got it right here with me. I take the sheet of paper and give it a once-over. Time, dates, laps, all laid out. Slow increase from just a few laps a day to... My god! Does she expect me to have me running marathons? And where did she find the time to get this all together? And how long has she been planning this anyway? You've been planning this? A little. But it's really the nurse's idea. He told me to keep an eye on you to make sure you exercise like he told you to. A vast conspiracy? Kenji? Maybe Kenji's onto something here. This seems a bit much for just keeping an eye on me. Well, to be honest, I've been trying to find a running partner in the mornings for a while now. Hi. My god, Kenji. If you could only see the scheme unfolding. What do you need a partner for anyway? It's easier to keep a workout if you're not the only one doing it. Isn't that obvious? You're less likely to quit if someone else is counting on you to be there, right? I see, and this won't only keep you running, but I'll make sure that I keep running as well. Meaning that I'll be obeying the nurse. And I'll be keeping an eye on you, just like he asked. You count on quick, Kisao. And if I refuse? I have no intention of refusing, of course. But I've got to at least put up a token resistance to such a masterfully executed plan. Well, if you refuse, I'd have to pout. And you have to live with being the guy who made Emi Ibarazaki pout. You don't want that on your conscience, do you? A pencil attack. As if to demonstrate, Emmy begins pouting. It is the most adorable, heart-wrenching thing I've seen. Okay, I'll do it. Just don't do that. I feel like I just hit a puppy. So it's settled, right? You're going to be my running partner? Follow the workout? And the dietary plan? Dietary plan? Yeah, the dietary plan. You got to eat healthy if you're going to get in shape, you know? I say this as I look at my Dr. Pepper bottle. I examined the workout routine closely. I don't see a dietary plan on here. Oh, wait! I forgot to give that to you. Another crumpled up sheet of paper is produced and handed over. It's somewhat less detailed. I had the nurse help me come up with it. The amount of dedication that the nurse has to keep me in good health is pretty overwhelming. I don't know how many school nurses who would get one of their students to spy on me, much less help come up with a dietary plan. Then again, I guess I'm not in a normal school. Never mind of that. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. Then again, the dietary plan seems to cut out just about everything that'll be offered at the festival tomorrow. Cheat day! So when does our running start? After the festival! Right, after? What if I have something to eat there? I could get a stomachache, you know? I meant the day after the festival! I knew that. Wasn't there something we were supposed to be doing? Oh, I guess we should get that paint for Vin, huh? Oh no! It slipped my mind! By the time we got the paint and get back to the mule, Vin's already wandered off. Oh well. Em and I both decided to part ways though, leaving the paint on the ground. We'll find it. Whenever she comes back anyway. Festival's tomorrow. I'm actually a little excited for it. At the same time, the weeks left me pretty tired, so I read a little and then go to bed. And that's all for this time. This is Recycle the Joke Gamer. I hope you enjoyed the series so far, and I hope to see all you guys again next time. See you guys then.